So yesterday, we saw about unit test frameworks and how mostly we can use assertions. At this level, please, use different kind of assertions first of all, and practice, you know, working, writing different test methods, and then use different types of assertions which you want, and then try to run these tests. So this is a unit test framework that provides you these kind of methods to assert and to make the test case pass or fail, right? So without using unit test framework, you cannot say that what kind of assertions I can put in this particular test cases. So you can say that in a unit test way, you are writing your test methods. Okay. Now, this is all about. So these are the basics of unit test framework that you should be aware of. Is something as part of the course I had to cover. Now, what we will learn today is a data-driven framework. So, just from the name, data-driven framework, any idea you anyone has that what exactly it can be? Like, what is data-driven framework?
Basically, you might be having all test cases and you executing based on your data. So basically, like executing sequentially one by one.
Right. Okay. So this is your understanding. How about Kavita and Hema?
I don't know. I'm just guessing it. How many times we have done the testing? Like, let's say, test one particular button or something.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are keeping a tab, how many times you have actually executed that,
Okay.
and opening a web page or whatever. So there'll be a data that you know how many times you have done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fine. And like so this was Hema, right? And how about Kavita?
I have no idea for it. I think maybe it's like entering data, different data, and how.
Correct. So from the name itself, you can say that what see in when you are writing your frameworks, right? We will in the advanced part we will learn all those things, how we are going to organize and write everything in framework way. But understanding the approach before going and jumping, to directly writing the framework is very important. See, now we understood how to write unit test, uh, unit, how to write the code in the unit test framework way. Along with that, so we are mixing multiple approaches in your scripting. Okay, right now, see, initially what we did here, we didn't had anything related to unit test framework. We were just executing these scripts. But were these scripts making any sense for us? Because it was just executing the scripts. Neither it was doing any assertions or anything. But as and how we moved further, we felt that some this particular script should help me to verify something. That's why to verify things, we started writing in the unit test framework way. So that's way the each and every test method started representing each and every test case for us, right? So unit test dot test case is a inbuilt framework which actually helps us to write the test methods, those which represent the test cases for us, right? Now these things which, as and how we are moving further, we are improving our same script and converting it into a more sensible way so that they represent the test cases in themselves. Now once I did this, then I did this setup and tear down, right? Now see how the same set of lines we are organizing and making it more sense. And now if we see this sorry these are the two test cases, right? Now, with the data driven framework and with unit test framework, what we will see, we will array now consider that there is a login application. Okay, so for example, we have this option. Okay, I do this way, connect with Google. Okay, let me refresh this page. So what I'm going to show is, with data driven framework, when I'm storing the data externally in an Excel sheet, so in the I will maintain one Excel sheet which will store uh, two credentials with which I will be logging into the application. Okay, so what I mean to say is, I will execute the same login script which will take the data from Excel sheet and it will test our login case. So this is how it will do for both the email addresses and their respective passwords. Okay. Now, so that is how the reusability of a code, we can say, or like how we drive how we drive our test. Sorry, how we drive our test cases based on the data that is externally located. So we say the data located externally in any Excel sheet or in any format is the source of input to our test cases. So we are not going to write like this, like the hard coded way. So for example, if I take this as an example, okay, login function, right? This was our test case. This was our script to do login. I hope everyone is aware of this, and they might have not forgot that this was one of the uh, login function we had written, where what we were doing. Excuse me, guys. So what we were doing, we were sending the hardcore values like this, right? In the email field, I was sending this, and then I was clicking next, and then I was doing this. But what if I have three different users and test my, I want to write test case of login function which will test three credentials. Credentials, I mean to say three username passwords. Then I will maintain an Excel sheet here. So let me create an Excel sheet. So, okay, before I move further, I want to show you first how to write a parser file to in Python to parse that Excel sheet. Okay, so first let me create an Excel sheet. Uh, so the problem is, okay, Selenium with Python. I have to create Excel sheet here itself because I don't have a Microsoft Excel installed on my machine. And I will download this. Okay, so understand team, then just to add to the notes. So we have been doing notes, right? The notes section. Yeah. So open Google Docs. I'm making notes for you so that you can refer it. Okay. Now, uh, let me write this as data driven framework. Okay. So, uh, what am I doing? Excel sheet to be read using XLRD Python module. Now I will explain you how to use this Python XLRD module. But before that, let me create an Excel sheet. Okay, this Excel sheet I will name it as maybe login, or maybe simple uh, sam, test data. Test data. Okay, and so what I will say, this is username and password. Okay, so Kavita, can you help me? What exactly I have to do here?
You can enter few username, like valid username and passwords, so we can call in our script.
Okay, so for example, we have used one of them, learn dot student dot one. Okay, @gmail.com. Okay, and the password would be student at 123. Okay, and next row would be, oh sorry, so write this. So there is another email address which I have created, which I want to verify, and the password is again the same. Okay, so if I say these are the two credentials which I've stored externally, and I want to verify the login test case with these two different IDs, then uh, what would be my test case in unit test framework that will look like. So before that, first I have to write a parser that will parse these files and get the data first in my Python code. So what I will do, I'll create a Python file, simple, you know, say Excel parser. First, I will show you Excel parser, okay, .py file, for which I need a XLRD module. Without this module, I cannot parse the Excel file. So for that, I need to do a pip install. So I need to do this. Pip install XLRD. So I'm making a note this in notes. So pip install XLRD. So what does this mean is, you can install Excel sheet in this. You can install actually the Python module of Excel sheet. So that using Python code you can parse the Excel sheet. So let me check here. Okay. Uh, hmm. So we see that now the XLRD module has been installed. So if we come here, and first we will say from XLRD. See, from XLRD import what? There are many options here. So we can select any of them. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to do open workbook. Okay.
1 minute. If RB, I need to.
Sudhir, your voice was breaking. Can you please come again?
Yeah, is it a pip RB?
Yes, it is a pip install. When we do a pip, it means any module that
Install Excel RB.
it is related to the Python code. Are you there?
Yeah. And now it is installing. Yeah, I forgot to use the keyword install. Yeah, now it's worked.
Okay. So let me first download this file and download as. So please make sure that you are downloading it in a .xls format. But okay, let's see if XLSX will work for us. So workspace, Selenium, sorry.
We can not see any path, right?
Sorry?
Do we need to deploy it to Python directory only or any place?
Oh, sorry, Sudhir, your voice is breaking.
No, I'm saying, is it? Do I need to download in the where the Python files are
No,
there,
no, no.
or we do it?
Pip install mostly figures out where
No,
your.
no, no.
Hmm.
I'm asking about. I am able to install that. I'm asking about Excel file.
Oh, Excel file, you have to copy it in the first, as part of the basics, you have to copy the Excel file in the same folder where these py files are located.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, first let me refresh this and check if I have copied it here. I guess I've copied it some other place. So, okay, so this is the location and I refresh it. So I see a test data dot xlsx file. Now, first and foremost thing, now keep now be focused about just parsing this Excel file. Later we will come to our test case and then use this file to use our inputs. Okay. So now first thing is I have to give the path of this file, or if it is in the same folder as your py file, then no need to give the path of complete path of the file. So first we will say test data file. So this is a path of the file that I'm taking. Okay, open workbook. Okay, and the file name is I have it already, test data dot xlsx. Rest of the parameters I don't need them. Okay, so this is the open workbook. So what is the workbook and what are the different sheets in this? Now this is a complete Excel sheet, right? Now we call this as a workbook. Okay, now there are okay, let me go to the notes. In an Excel sheet, the first thing is workbook. Okay, then in the workbook there are sheets. and in the sheets there are rows or columns. So from the top, you have to tell first Python code that who is your workbook. So you give the XLSX file path. Then inside the workbook, once you get the handle, you have to tell in which sheet, because there can be multiple sheets in the in this Excel sheet, right? So sheet 1, sheet 2. So you have to tell Python, I have to work in sheet 1. So you can say this sheet contains login credentials. Okay. So now I say that I want to go to that sheet which has login credentials. So what I will say next, my next task is test data file dot. See, there are so many functions. So now I say sheet by name. What does it say? It says that you get me the sheet by name. So I have to give the sheet name. What is our sheet name? Login credentials. Okay. Now once I get this sheet name, now I can experiment many other things. So once I get a sheet, then I know how many rows and how many columns are there. So test data. Okay, sorry, I have to catch this is in another variable. So what I would say, sheet. I know this is a login sheet because I know I'm catching this is a login credentials, right? So in the login sheet, how many rows are there? N rows. We can print it. Like if you want to see how many rows are there, you can print it. So let us run this. So what is it saying? No sheet named login credentials. Is there any spelling mistake that we did? Login credentials. Mm, so let me copy this. So let me see what is the error. So login sheet equal to this and login sheet by name. Why sometimes this behave weird? Just a minute, team. XLRD error. Is this because we are using XLSX file? Let me check. Uh, can I download it as? So XLRD sometimes behaves weird when it is XLSX file. So let me check if I can do any changes here. Rename. And I rename it here as well. Okay. Oh, sorry. The thing is, I made a change in Google Sheet here, but I didn't download this updated one. So I need to do this always. So Selenium training, and I have to update the same thing because I changed this. This is updating in the Google Drive, but after updating, I didn't download this, so the updated thing didn't came. Now I have. I will refresh and let's see what happens. Okay, refresh. Did I download it at correct place? So this is testdata.xmls. I copy in my workspace. Delete this, and now I replaces this. Now let's rerun this. Okay, can you see this? The console output, what it is showing. So it read this Excel sheet. Now we have the updated Excel sheet here. Okay, if I refresh this, see here there is a testdata.xls file. Now this is the Excel file that we have updated, and we have login underscore credentials, that is the sheet name. Okay, so what did I do? I just used one of the module, that is n rows, to just print it. So it is printing me. So the total, sorry. So the total rows in the sheet equal to plus str, because it's a integer, right? N dot rows. So this is how it happens. Now let me rerun this. If you see, the total rows in the sheet are equal to 3, because it counts from here 1, 2 and 3. Now if I say I want to see the number of columns as well, so it would be obvious that instead of n rows we will print n columns. So mostly in the Python frameworks which you write, the data are written in Excel sheet, and there are many modules like POI module or XLRD module, whichever you prefer, you can use them. So n calls. So what is this? Okay. So total columns in the sheet are 2. As you know, this is the Excel sheet and there are 2 columns in it. So similarly, if you say now I want to get and print all the values here, print. Now we have login sheet as one of the handle for this particular thing. Okay, so whatever with respect to login sheet you have to write like this: login sheet dot get rows. Sorry. So if you see what did it print, it is actually printing the object of this file. Okay, so now similarly, like if you want to see what all options are there in the XLRD module, you can go and explore like what all functions you want, like Excel. If you Google XLRD methods, Python XLRD documentation, like what all functions you want to do. So you can say, yeah, this one. So here, so some basic functions which I wanted to show were amongst these, like module contents, and let me find something. Say get.
So our it is like, in the Java or in the .NET, we write the Excel sheet, file directories and all. Similar way it is
Uh,
where, you incorporate the Excel object and
right,
use
right,
the
right.
Excel properties.
Yeah. So this is nothing but these are the objects and these are the handles, right? So test data file is nothing but a workbook, and workbook dot sheet is
Yes,
nothing but the login sheet. So if at all I have to,
yeah.
yeah. So XLRD is one of
We declare the file,
yeah,
dictionary kind of stuff you can know it.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm trying to explain is, if at all you find any issues while working on XLRD module, then okay, sometimes these pages get updated. So these are some of the ways you can go and look out for the help for these Excel files, the XLRD module basically,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Okay, so handling of, I don't know, these pages keep updating. So Python Excel. Okay, so now if you see, uh, like, okay, so similarly, like there are many other pages which help you to provide the guide, check out what exactly you have to do with different Excel sheets that you have made available for yourself. So I see the documentation page is not opening up somehow. So basically what I'm trying to show is I want to print the different data. Okay, and XLRD module sometimes doesn't give up this. Okay, so actually the reason I'm taking time here is because I want to redirect you to the correct place where you can keep referring for XLRD modules. And shin- Okay. So if the pip install doesn't work, you can do this way also. You can download this file from here and do that setup.py install, like the one which we had I shown you, right, for the Selenium way. So that is one thing. But so excuse me guys for a few minutes. I'm looking for this option. Okay, I don't know. This XLRD module page they might have updated. So okay, so let us make notes of only what we can achieve through this. So let's say, uh, like if so, it's long time. So rows, and if I say this, so there is no object. Okay, so team, just a minute. I need to check because I work on both Java and Python code, so some confusion about this. SLRD, uh, read Excel sheet. Okay. Mm, is it get rows? Excel sheet. Okay. So just a minute, team. This is embarrassing for me. Actually, I work on XML parser sometimes, and suddenly moving to this, creates a confusion. What exactly the command was? So
Don't worry, Pawan. You take your time. It's okay. We will just wait. Don't worry on that.
yeah. So mm, yeah. This is not how I do generally. Okay, let me stop the recording because it will waste unnecessary time here. Hello.
Yeah, Pawan.
Uh, what's this new screen I'm getting? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, just a minute. Let me go to my other this one.